They told you life was about healing, about finding yourself, about waiting for the right time, the right people, the right opportunity. But what has waiting ever bought you? Nothing but dust in your hands. The truth is this: you don't find yourself, you build yourself. And if you're not willing to do it with fire, with strategy, with ruthless intent, then you'll stay exactly where you are. This world is not a therapy session, it's a battlefield, and the men who rise are not the ones who cry for mercy. They're the ones who burn down their old identity and rebuild, like a general planning war. Machiavelli himself warned, "A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good." That's the law. Play soft, and you'll be crushed. Play kind, and you'll be used. Play predictable, and you'll be destroyed. So if you want to rise, you must rebuild yourself not like a dreamer, but like a strategist. A man who doesn't chase comfort, but calculates control. 1. The demolition phase. Picture this: a soldier standing in the ruins of a city after it's been burned to ash. That soldier is you, and the city, that's your old self. Your doubts, your softness, your excuses. If you're serious about transformation, you don't patch cracks, you blow up the foundation. Most men fail here because they try to improve while keeping their old habits alive. They want to stay the same, just with a little polish. That's weakness disguised as progress. You don't fix a rotten structure, you demolish it. I remember when I hit my breaking point years ago. I was drained, broke, and watching life pass me by. Every day I told myself tomorrow I'd change. Tomorrow I'd wake up early. Tomorrow I'd start building. But tomorrow never came. One night I looked in the mirror and I hated what I saw. Not because of failure, but because I realized I had been complicit in my own mediocrity. That version of me had to die, and he did. That night I swore, my old self is ashes. That's step 1. The execution. Kill the weak man in you. Bury him. Spit on his grave. 2. The blueprint of power. Once the old you is dead, you need a plan, not a fantasy, not goals, a blueprint. Machiavelli said, "A wise man must always follow the roads beaten by great men and imitate those who have been supreme. Study the ones who built empires, the kings, the warriors, the strategists. They didn't build on feelings, they built on calculation. They built systems that outlasted their moods." Your blueprint must cover 3 territories. Mind, train it like a blade. Your thoughts are soldiers. No wasted movement, no wasted emotion. You master silence, control, and calculation. Body, your body is your fortress. Strong, disciplined, unyielding. Every workout is not about looks, it's about command. When your body bends to your will, so will the rest of your life. Code, your personal laws, boundaries, standards, rituals. If you live without code, you'll live by someone else's, and they will own you. Without these 3, you are clay in other men's hands. With them, you are steel. 3. The masks of strategy. Here's the cold reality. Authenticity is overrated. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must appear merciful, faithful, humane, honest, religious, but act the opposite if survival demands it. Understand this: you are not here to be real. You are here to be effective. The world doesn't reward raw truth. It rewards perception. You need masks. 3 will serve you. The diplomat, calm, agreeable, patient. You use this mask to disarm, to make others underestimate you. The phantom, silent, unreadable, observing. You use this mask to study patterns, to make people uncomfortable with your stillness. The king, rare, commanding, decisive. You use this mask to strike when the time is right. When you learn to shift between these masks at will, you stop being predictable. And what cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. 4. Silence as a weapon. Let me tell you something most men never learn. Silence terrifies people. I was once in a negotiation where the other man kept talking, trying to push me into a corner. I said nothing. For minutes I sat still, watching. His confidence began to crack. His words sped up, his pitch rose, and finally, he revealed the very weakness I needed to win. My silence broke him. Silence is not weakness. It is design. It's the pause before the strike. When others rush to fill space, you watch them expose themselves. You don't need to roar. You don't need to explain. You hold stillness like a sword, and you cut when the moment is right. Remember this law: the man who reacts is owned. The man who observes controls. 5. Pain as fuel. Most men run from pain. They numb it with distraction, with cheap pleasure, with fake validation. But pain is not your enemy, it is your forge. Machiavelli warned that fortune favors the bold, the men who embrace risk and hardship. Why? Because pain clarifies. It burns away illusion. Every betrayal, every insult, every failure, it's not garbage, it's steel. Stack it, forge with it, build a fortress with it. Weak men drown in pain because they think it defines them. Strong men weaponize it. Say this to yourself: my pain obeys me. 6. Discipline as religion. Here's the cruel truth. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the furnace that never dies. Discipline means this: you do what must be done whether you feel like it or not. You rise before comfort whispers. You train when no one claps. You grind when nobody's watching. The world seduces you with cheap pleasure. Scrolls, screens, dopamine shots designed to keep you soft. Every indulgence you accept is a silent theft of your future. Every time you surrender to weakness, you trade power for decay. You don't indulge unless it strengthens you. You don't touch pleasure unless it bends to your mission. That's why discipline is not a habit. It's not a routine. It's a religion. You kneel before it every day. You pray with sweat. You sacrifice with silence. You bleed for it in private. And those who mock discipline, they're already enslaved to their appetites. 7. The ruthless audit. Now look at your circle. Who drains you? Who distracts you? Who pretends to support you but secretly resents your growth? Cut them. Not emotionally, strategically. Machiavelli wrote, "A prince must avoid flatterers." In your life, that means anyone who feeds your comfort but weakens your edge. Loyalty is not proven in words, smiles, or promises. It's proven in action, in sacrifice, in whether they sharpen or dull you. Test people, push them. Watch how they respond when your rise threatens them. Observe them in silence and you'll see their true nature. And when they fail, you remove them quickly and without hesitation. This isn't cruelty. This is survival. A general doesn't let traitors rot inside his camp. Neither should you, because one weak link is enough to sink the entire fortress you've built. 8. Power beyond reach. When you rebuild yourself like a ruthless strategist, you stop being a man who needs. You become a man who commands. Your silence unsettles them. Your discipline outlasts them. Your code defines you. Your masks protect you. You stop chasing validation. You stop craving applause. You walk into rooms and people feel your presence because power is not noise, it's restraint. And here's the final law. Rebuilding never ends. Power is not a trophy, it's a pulse. You must sharpen daily. Comfort is the assassin waiting at your gates, dressed in silk, whispering that you've done enough. Never listen. The moment you rest, you rot. So rebuild every day. Burn the blueprint they handed you. Draw your own. Rewrite yourself with every decision, every boundary, every silence. Because in the end, the world doesn't respect the man who waits to be understood. It bows to the man who is unreadable, disciplined, and dangerous. Be that man, the strategist, the storm in chains, the king with no equal. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.